Disgruntled employees. Every office has them. But what's the difference between an employee who's upset over not getting that expected promotion and an employee who will do damage to a company? According to the latest annual cybercrime survey, about 27% of electronic attacks on public and private organizations come from within. Known victims of such attacks include AT&T, Goldman Sachs, and DuPont. So what can companies do to protect themselves from these internal threats? In recent years, the number of tools specifically geared to do just that has grown significantly. Tools known as technical indicators can be used to alert security to suspicious network activity. Attempting to access data above one's security clearance, operating computers at odd hours, or dragging classified documents onto external hard drives. But what about stopping attacks before they even occur? Enter Scout. This software, developed and implemented by the risk management firm Stroz Friedberg, aims to detect workers' anger, financial or personal stress, and other tip-offs that an employee might be about to lose it, all through his or her emails and text exchanges.
So for example, you might be at a party and see a heated conversation forming with people who maybe have had something to drink. You're not predicting that fists will fly or there will be an altercation, but you might just sort of intervene and move people away to reduce the likelihood that something would be said that they'd regret, but you're not predicting it, you just want to make sure it never happens.
Scout uses 60 algorithms based on linguistic tells. For example, frequent use of the word me may be associated with feelings of victimization. Why me? How can you do this to me? Anger might be signaled by an unusually high use of negative words. No, not, never. Or maybe the use of adverbial intensifiers tips off the software, like very, so, such a, or typing in all caps.
The science behind psycholinguistics in Scout is to look at the language the way a person normally speaks and to see whether or not that person's language patterns are changing. So for example, in some groups, it's not that unusual for people to use curse words. In other groups, that would be highly unusual. So the key thing is, how do you normally communicate? And is we seeing material significant changes from that normal baseline for you? And what implications are there?
Such tools are arguably useful in the fight against internal threats, but Stroz Friedberg stresses that this tool doesn't exist inside a vacuum.
Scout is using science to analyze language. The languages will reveal situations about people that they subconsciously reveal, that you almost cannot conceal without analyzing the language carefully. Once those triggers are identified by Scout, the number of emails that are identified for further review is a very small percentage. And once they are identified for review, the people who are authorized to look at them and make a determination is usually a team approach based on experts. Experts in management, security, HR, could even be general counsel. And from that point, then a decision is made as to what type of handling does the situation warrant. And you want to go about that carefully and respectfully.